You're tuned into the Average Joe Sports Show by there. Keep it kielbasa canto plain.
9:08, you're listening to the Morning Cruise Control's Average Joe Sports Show with me, Senior Airman Kellen Carr. You were just listening to Kendrick Lamar with I. We're kicking off the show the right way. Feeling good this morning. It's finally Friday. And over here to my right in the studio with me, I have Phillsner himself. What's up, Phillsner?
Hey, man, what's going on? It's been a long time since I've been here. It's great to be back. We got a long weekend coming up, and we just got paid. So let's talk about some sports.
We're going to definitely do that,
Kick
man.
this Friday off right.
I know you're excited because your Big Ten, they won.
Oh, yeah.
So I figured you'd come
bragging
on top
rights for a whole year.
Oh, my goodness. And we got my to my left, we got my man Hollywood. How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going? I'm also excited to see Phillsner come back, but, I think we're going to change his name to Fido because he's about to get rolled over today.
Oh,
man, shots fired in the intro.
Bang, bang. Chief Keef on him. All right, and we got a new one, some new blood in the studio. My man HB, what's up, brother?
Yo, what's going on, man? Appreciate it. I'm ready to have a good time here.
Absolutely. Man, what are you repping, though, man? Where you from?
Oh, man, hometown, Las Vegas all day.
Vegas?
Repping to the
West
fullest.
Coast, man.
Shout out to my cousin Lace. My brothers Clave, the entourage. I'm here, man. Let's have some fun.
All right, absolutely, man. You always rocking the Oakland Raiders, too.
Oh, always, man.
There's a lot of AFC West.
Hey, I ain't the only one here, though. I ain't the only one on this basis repping.
No, is that right? That's
yeah,
right?
we got Tiffany repping the nation, too. We got Thug Life Tiff repping the nation as well. So here we go. Let's go.
That's too many. That's too many.
Hey,
it is finally Friday. We're going to have a good time here on the Average Joe Sports Show, so stay tuned. We're going to be talking about some college football, of course. Cardell Jones just said he's actually going to stay in school and not declare for the draft. We'll talk about that here in a moment. The Kentucky Wildcats running wild in the college basketball ranks. We'll hit that up, and also some NFL playoff predictions and much more. Pacquiao Mayweather, will it go down? We'll find out here in a bit. We're back into the music. It's 9:10. We'll have your weather, your yen rate, and much more coming up. But first, here's Lilywood and Robin Schultz, Prayer and Sea. It's now 9:15. Kellen here on the Average Joe Sports Show. We got Hollywood, Phillsner, and HB holding it down in the studio. Now, we're going to talk Cardell Jones, third-string quarterback for Ohio State, just won a national championship against the Oregon Ducks. He actually declared that he was going to stay in school, all right? After 3 starts, 3 winning starts, he decided to stay in. What do you guys think about this? Was that the right decision for Cardell, or should he struck it while the iron was hot and went ahead and went to the NFL draft? I'll start with you, Hollywood.
I think he made the right decision. I don't think a lot of NFL teams and GMs would have put a lot of stock in him winning only 3 games, playing only 3 games. So it's probably good that he goes back and gets a bigger body of work. That way he can, if he's that good, he'll bump up his draft stock for the next year's draft.
All right, HB, what do you think, man?
Man, he's accomplished everything but the Heisman, and not too many people even get that choice, so get that chance. So I say he should have went. I mean, first of all, I'm convinced that he's at least 30. I thought he was David Garrard. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was David Garrard when I first looked at him. But he's done it all, man. I think he need to go ahead and go to the league. I don't think the quarterback pool is that impressive just going to the draft this year, so why not?
HB, you make a good point there. You don't want to jump in a year when there are a bunch of good quarterbacks and then mess around. This year, you're right. There's not a whole lot of good quarterbacks out there, so maybe it was a good decision. What do you think, Phillsner?
I think he probably made the right decision to stay. I mean, he was a third-string quarterback at the beginning of the season. Only started 3 games. I mean, yeah, it's true that at this point in time, his career can kind of only go down. Like, you can't go up much higher than this. But at the same time, he doesn't have a whole lot of body of work to work with here. And I don't think that a lot of GMs or coaches are going to be too keen to grab a guy that's unproven.
With that said, though, you see a lot of times in the NFL and just in the pro sports in general, they go off of your potential more than anything. Exactly. And how many third-string quarterbacks could have won a national championship, especially against a team like Oregon who was rolling?
Not many, but I mean, you got to remember that Jamarcus Russell was drafted off potential too. So
absolutely, as are many other players, but.
Being a third-string quarterback and being successful probably is more testament to the program itself and the offense that Urban Meyer was running.
The system,
not
I
just
think, was
the individual
working his advantage.
We're going to keep it in college.
He made a lot of throws, though.
Absolutely, he did.
He made a lot of good throws.
He did make some very nice plays. And then the man, 6'6", 250, 260?
He has the body of work, man.
He definitely does.
He's a product.
We're going to keep it in college football, and this is going to be kind of a heated thing. I know where Phillsner's going to stand on this, but is the SEC reign in college football, is it over after this year? Can we say that, or is this just being too far blown? What do you think, Hollywood?
I think their dominance, the decade of them being so dominant, especially in championships, might be over. But being the best conference in college football, that's still going to that's still going to remain for them. There's still another conference that has to show up. Yeah, Big Ten just came out of nowhere, won a championship, and people can argue that they might not even deserve to have been in the playoff in the first place because of Taylor and TCU should have probably been in. So I don't think the SEC.
You say who?
TCU and Baylor.
Yeah. I was like, Taylor Swift.
Sorry.
Been,
maybe her too.
Okay, good. I mean, good point right there. What do you think, HB?
No, I think the South has probably the largest talent as far as the players are concerned. And a lot of them like to stay local. I don't see the SEC going anywhere. As much as I want to wish that they would go away, considering I love the Pac-12, but it's just not realistic. I don't see it happening.
Absolutely. And what do you think about this, Phil?
Well, I think what's going on is that we're starting to see a little bit of an evening out of the conferences. I think the Pac or the SEC is still probably the best, but I think another factor at play here is that going through a whole SEC schedule is a grind, especially in the SEC West, where we saw Mississippi State, Alabama, Auburn, and LSU all fall in bowl games. I mean, going through that SEC West schedule, that's a grind. So these guys are probably tired by the time they get to those bowl games. So I think
but they also get those cupcake teams like in week 10 and 11.
They
play Jacksonville
State.
State.
They do, but they need those cupcake
You're allotted
teams.
some cupcake games when you're battling each other.
Everyone has it.
Yeah, yeah. I think we make too much of the best two teams this year. Maybe they were not SEC teams, but like you said, when you talk about depth of a conference, I don't really think that the SEC reign is going anywhere.
Well, you'll remember I was predicting Alabama to win the national championship.
You did.
But I was surprised when Ohio State took them down. So. I mean, I still think that they're probably one of the best conferences in college football.
All right, Kentucky Wildcats, quickly here. Are these guys going to go undefeated the rest of the season? We're talking college basketball now. Kentucky Wildcats, do you see them going undefeated?
Yeah, I think so. They've already beat UNC, Louisville, and the only other ranked team they're going to play in the rest of their schedule is number 19 Arkansas.
Yep.
So, I mean,
watch out for Mizzou, though.
Watch out for Mizzou. No, they just played Mizzou.
I know,
and they blew them out.
I know,
like 80 to 30 something, or
they got the best chance of going undefeated out of any. Well, they're the only team left.
Yeah, I think it's highly possible. I mean, they are young and extremely gifted. Calipari has those guys on a tightrope. Their defense is probably, I believe, is number one in the nation. But it might end up hurting them in the long run when the tournament begins.
You'd almost rather lose one in the regular season than. All right, Phillsner, quickly.
Well, I think that history is against them. It's been almost 4 decades since somebody's gone undefeated. I just don't see it happening.
All right.
Either way, I think this season's going to get vacated because it's Calipari. So,
all right, it is 9:21. Stay tuned. We'll have more from the Joes here in a bit. We're back to the music. Mark Ronson, Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk.
You're tuned into the Average Joe Sports Show by there. Keep it locked to Eagle 810 for our highly average take on sports talk.
9:30 back here in the studio. Kellen, we got Hollywood HB and Phillsner in the studio. And time to talk about some NFL playoffs. Playoffs?
playoffs.
All right. That's right. So we got Green Bay in Seattle. All right, Phillsner, who you got? Green Bay versus Seattle. In Seattle.
In Seattle. Well, I got to go with Seattle because, for one thing, Rodgers has been playing kind of hurt. He's kind of gimpy.
Kind of hurt. You have a torn calf muscle?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So
no big deal.
Flesh wound.
Yeah.
And that defense in Seattle. I mean, they didn't look too good early on in the season, but they've been coming on strong lately.
HB, what do you got, man?
Man, initially, before the playoffs even started, I predicted that the Packers are going to go in Seattle. If anybody, they can go in Seattle and beat them, especially they want revenge for what happened the first week of the season. But it's really, I'm going to stick to it even though Aaron Rodgers is hurt.
You were about to switch it.
I still think they got the tools to get it done.
He switched it mid-thought.
So I'm going to stick to my pick with the Packers. And I think Adams probably going to have a great day.
Devontae Adams, huh?
Yeah.
All right. What do you got for us?
I'm going to go with, I hate to agree with you, but I go right after. But I'm going with the Packers as well. Aaron Rodgers, he's just really good. He's playing MVP style football this year. And to go in Seattle, great defense and everything. I just think GB can pull it off, though.
I have to respectfully decline or disagree, folks. I got to go with Phillsner on this. You're going to Seattle, the 12th man, one of the hardest stadiums to play in the league, for one. They've lost, 2 home games in the last 2 or 3 years?
Something like that.
2 home games,
I think 3 years,
which is one this year against Dallas. With the gimpy Aaron Rodgers, I'm not liking their chances because they're going to bring it to him. It's not going to be sit back and let Aaron throw the ball. They are going to take it to Aaron Rodgers, and I hope he actually gets to finish the game.
I think the Packers defense.
You think they're going to break him?
I think they're going to be that hungry, man.
You think they're going to break him?
I think the pass rushes for the Packers can definitely get to Russell Wilson, though.
And that's no easy task.
He's pretty slippery.
That's no easy task. All right, so staying in the NFL, there's been a lot of changes made, some pickups, some losses. Who do you think so far has made the best move? Now, the Jets, they picked up Bowles from the Cardinals. The Broncos fired Fox. Raiders picked up Del Rio. Bills picked up Rex Ryan. Niners promoted their defensive line coach, and Jason Garrett was extended in Dallas. Hollywood, who do you think made the best pick so far?
Overall, I guess the Jets picking up Coach Bowles over from Arizona. He's he's a kind of a player's coach, but he's also no nonsense. He knows when to get accountability for his players, and Arizona, he's a defensive-minded coach as well. So that's what the Jets want. And Arizona's defense was really good.
They just got rid of Rex Ryan, who was defensive-minded coach as well.
Yeah, but I mean, look, the Bills picked them up already. But I mean, Rex Ryan, I don't know. I think it's like 5 seasons without going to the playoffs. So I mean, it's time for a change.
But 2 seasons back to back going to the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What you got, HB?
Yeah, with that being said, I think the Bills actually made the smartest move.
Picking up Rex Ryan?
Like, if had he been there, they probably would have won a lot of those games. Those close games they end up losing this year.
He kept it in the AFC East. I was surprised by that.
I think that was the smartest move. Because they're going to continue to, he's going to continue to give the Patriots a problem.
And that defensive line is a monster over there in Buffalo. Hey, what do you got for us, Phillsner?
All right, well, I mean, I was originally going to go with the Bills picking up Rex Ryan, but I want to be contrary here and say the Raiders picking up Jack Del Rio. I mean, as a Colts fan, I watched Jack Del Rio's Jaguars just run wild on us. Like literally with the run game, running wild on the Colts a number of times. I mean, the guy can coach the game of football, and I think that this is a good pickup for the Raiders.
So you think he's going to help out McFadden and Latavius Murray and Maurice Jones-Drew?
Yes, exactly. And he's already coached Maurice Jones-Drew before, so you know.
Yeah, I'll be on that ship if they get Mike Smith as offensive coordinator. If they pick up Mike Smith offensive coordinator, then
that's
going to
be interesting because who are the Falcons going to get at this point? Interesting stuff right here. It's going to be very fun.
Question.
So. In boxing now, big news in boxing, Pacquiao actually agreed to terms to fight Floyd Mayweather. We're talking about a 60-40 split and also to random blood tests. He said he would do this. These were the stipulations that he didn't agree to initially. What do you think about this? If this fight happens, are you going to watch this fight? And do you think the 60-40 split is fair? And ultimately, who do you think wins in this? Floyd, Manny, or the fans? And I'll start with you, Phillsner.
Well, I mean, I'm not that big a boxing fan, so I probably wouldn't watch the fight. But what I know about boxing...
this man.
Whoa, I'm sorry. What I know about boxing is that, I know that Mayweather's a big name, so I think 60-40, he's probably the bigger draw. I think that's fair. I think the winner, though, is going to be the fans that have been anticipating and hoping for this fight for years and years to happen. And if it actually does happen, those people that are going to watch this fight, I just hope the fight goes 12 rounds for those fans because they deserve like that kind of performance after the anticipation and the build-up.
If it goes 12 rounds, it's a Floyd win. I'm just going to say that. HB.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check out the fight. As far as the 60-40, I think that's a little generous. I would have picked the 60-40 for the first go-around a few years back. I think at best it should be 7-30 in favor of Floyd. And ultimately, I think Floyd's the only person that wins out of this. I think the fans lose because they have nothing else to look forward to after this fight.
Yeah,
and UFC wins.
Wow. Good point. What you got for us?
No, I mean, I'm not that big of a boxing fan either, but I would probably watch it, especially on AFN here for free anyway. But Mayweather's the one that wins out the biggest out of this. I mean, Pacquiao's
he could possibly
already
make $120 million.
Yeah, the fans. I mean, they're probably not going to get as good as the fight they would have gotten a couple of years back, and it's really not Mayweather's fault. Pacquiao's the one that wouldn't agree to all the terms and conditions, and his group. So, and now he's got 2 losses.
Pacquiao.
He's got those 2 losses now. But I mean, I'm sure it'll still be an exciting fight to win this.
Absolutely, man. I'm telling you, this will be the most anticipated fight since Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. And some of you probably don't remember that. So, it's going to be big stuff right there. Hopefully, they sign the contract and May 2nd, that could be going down. Hey, stay tuned. We're going to have What's on Your Mind. We're going to find out what's on these Joe's mind here on the Morning Cruise Controls. Eagle 810's Average Joe's Sports Show. It's all going down here in a bit. But here's the Black Keys. It's Fever. It's 9:46 here on Eagle 810's Average Joe's Sports Show. It's myself, Kellen, and also Hollywood HB Phillsner. And we're going to find out what's on these Joe's minds this morning. And Hollywood, I'll go ahead and start with you.
Well, first, real quick, I don't know how you can do the weather with a straight face and there's no windows in this building. But really, it's one of the greatest hockey players to ever play for the Ducks. Had his number retired this week. Timo Solani, number 8. Yeah, you know, if you know the Ducks and you grew up in the '90s, you know, and being from Southern California, everybody had a Timo Solani shirt. He just sounds like Southern California, like a surfer guy, even if you're not a fan. But yeah, congrats out to him. I'm sure he's a future Hall of Famer. He'll get in, no problem. But
first ballot?
Yeah, first ballot. I don't know how the NHL does their Hall of Fame thing, but if it's a ballot, it's first ballot guaranteed. So they call him the Finnish Flash, probably the best players in franchise history.
All right, good stuff right there. What you got for us, HB?
All right, good stuff, man. Hey, I'm only going to speak on one NFL quarterback. Since he came in the league 3 years ago, he went 11-5, 13-3, 12-4, 2 division champions.
Oh, my goodness.
Conference championship, probably even 2 if they beat the Packers.
RG3? What? No, I'm just kidding.
Nah. Super Bowl champion. It is not even debatable. Russell Wilson is the greatest African-American quarterback of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time.
In 3 seasons.
Of all time.
And 3 seasons. Fellas, I'm going to let you guys talk on this. I'm going to leave this alone.
Not disagree, but I'm going to say, you know what? He's just a great quarterback. It doesn't matter what, you know, where he comes from or whatever. He's definitely great. He reminds me of that Madden quarterback that you always get. That's not, you know, a great quarterback, but you're going to win with him. Like that Quincy Carter, that Aaron Brooks back in the
the reason why he brings this up, a little backstory to this. We had a discussion one day talking about, you know, there's only been 2 black quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls. One being Doug Williams, Grambling State alumni in the building, Grambling State representing Graham fam. Anyway, and also Russell Wilson. Okay, so we're talking about, you know, the illustrious black quarterback. Who is the best black quarterback? I said Randall Cunningham. Ever. Best black quarterback ever.
Warren Moon? Nothing?
Warren Moon, it was in the discussion as well. But then we also had this debate about who had more potential, Cam Newton or not RG3, excuse me, Russell Wilson, yes. So he's saying now that Russell Wilson is officially the best after 3 seasons.
African-American quarterback of all time.
It's a bold statement, especially, they won that Super Bowl largely on the strength of their defense. I mean, yeah, Russell Wilson had a great game, but, I mean, the defense set him up for success in that game.
Absolutely. What's that? What'd you say, Hollywood? You mumbled
Skittles.
Sorry.
And Skittles.
Yeah. All right, so he made that declaration. I'm not even going to touch it. I'm just going to leave it alone. What do you got for us, Phillsner?
Well, first of all, I feel a little bit dissed that we completely skipped over my Colts in the last segment. It was. I didn't remind you who are going to beat the New England Patriots this weekend and go to the Super Bowl for the first Super Bowl in the Andrew Luck era. But that's not really what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is by far the most crazy owner in the NBA, and that's Vivek Ranadive out there in Sacramento. Remember how at the beginning of the year we all thought, oh, man, Sacramento, they're relevant again.
Yeah, they were balling.
And then he just, you know, fired his coach. He's saying, we want to play a faster style of basketball with an old-school center. Come on, man. Like, this guy, he's out of his mind. This is a classic case of owners meddling too much in basketball affairs. HB over here knows what I'm talking about as a Raiders fan. Al Davis. I mean, this guy is the basketball version of Al Davis.
Man, let that man rest in peace. Don't do that.
But what did Al Davis do? He won.
Just win, baby.
I mean, he won. Just win. He lost a lot.
Yeah. All right, that was good stuff. I could appreciate that, Stuart.
And the Colts ain't beating the Patriots.
I don't think so either.
You're probably right.
But you know what? I got to say shout out to Colonel Clarence Lukes. He actually emailed the other day, and he said that Andrew Luck is going to be the greatest quarterback in NFL history by the end of his career. That's what he said.
Possibly.
I was like, that's as bold as your Russell Wilson statement.
Because he still has to be the greatest quarterback in Colts history.
Exactly. Exactly.
Obviously, Manning and United.
Well, he's already got a better playoff record than Manning, though. So I mean,
very true. All right. So what's on my mind today is they actually NFL they announced in an effort to bring veteran free agents together. They're going to have a veteran combine. They're going to actually do straight up combines like they do for the rookies.
Some blown knees,
and they're going to do that.
Shattered hips.
So they're going to give these players like the Plaxico Burruses or whoever else is free agents out there a chance for them to showcase their skills, show the NFL teams that they still have it. Free agency begins on March 10th. This camp is going to be held in Arizona on March 22nd. So obviously guys like Ndamukong Suh who are going to be free agents, they're not going to be there. It's not going to be guys who are like, we know they're going to get picked up by somebody. It's going to be these guys Ray Rice or Adrian Peterson or those guys who are still out there and showing these guys, hey, I've been out for a year, but look, my game is still here. So
Man, it's gonna be a
I
record
like
high
this.
for hamstring pulls.
I like this idea.
It's gonna look like
Is
Yakota in
Plaxico
the real
gonna be
football
there?
season.
He
That's what's
said,
gonna-
It's gonna smell like Bengay, the whole arena.
hey, it's
If
9:51.
Plaxico's going to be there, I'll watch that.
It's 9:51. We got to get back into the music with Joe's. I got to thank you, gentlemen. Hollywood, appreciate you, brother.
No problem. Thanks, man.
Hey, HB, take
Hey,
care,
man.
my dude.
Thanks for having me.
And Phillsner, appreciate you as well.
Pleasure as always.
All right, folks, that was the Average Joe's Sports Show. Thank you for tuning in. But you know what? We got to wrap up the morning cruise control here in a moment. They're not quite yet. We got some music for you. It's the Gorillas. Here's Feel Good Incorporated.